Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're got, because I'm got, and hope you're got so we can all be got together. Today I've added a new car to my garage, so I thought I'd come and film it for you guys. We go through the features and the options and take a look at it and see how it is. Alright guys, so let's go check out the car right now. As you can see, got our new Mercedes Benz Cls 550, and the reason I got this car, I always really liked the look of this car. So finally when I got the option of getting it, I was very happy. And one of the reasons I actually chose the car is due to its looks. Got a very aggressive and sporty look. So going to the front headlights, checking out the front, daytime running lights on the bottom. And if you guys know the car, or if you're not familiar, let me tell you, this is the premium package, so it offers you the headlights that are different from the normal one. Coming onto the side, got the red calipers that came on the car. These are Brembo calipers. These are not normal Mercedes calipers, but it just did come with the car. The previous person decided to change them, and these are my winter tires and rims currently, and obviously summertime they look very different. Coming onto the side, full tinted obviously, and if you guys know, this is a 4-door coupe, so inside there's only 2 people that could actually be sitting in the back, but it has a second doors in the back, so you can open up the doors and you can get in the car from the back, which makes it a lot easier and a lot more spacious. And just making our way to the back. There you go. Now, one of the best features of this car is the back. Looking at the back, it looks very wide and it looks very nice from far. Even something that's very cool about it is the way that the lights turn on. So once the lights are on at nighttime, or once you brake, it looks really nice and really cool. You do have fold-in mirrors, and then coming down you do have keyless entry, so you can press this button, it would lock, and then like that it would unlock. Alright guys, getting inside of the car, you do have a push button start, so let's look at it right here. We're just going to turn on the power for now, so if we do press it, the steering wheel does move down towards us to the last memory that it was. Starting on your door, you have the lock on unlock, and this is actually where you adjust your seat, so up, down, and then forward and back, and then you have memory seating right here, so M1, M2, and M3. Look at it right there. That you can put your memory seating. Coming down, you have the window controls, which for all automatic, and then you have the manual to bring in your windows whenever you feel it. So you just press it, the mirrors will fold in, and press it one more time, they will fold out. So moving on to the steering wheel, and let's just get the look at the infotainment cluster. So you have the speed in the middle, and then you have the RPM on the right, and you have the other gas gauge and the heat gauge on the left. Coming onto the steering wheel, we have the buttons right here. So this is what actually controls what's happening in there. So if we were to go through them, we press this one to go left and right, and OK in the middle. So you have your audio, we go to telephone, we have drive assist, we have service, we have settings, and we have things like trip that shows your speed, how much gas you have in the car, and how much you have until you run out, and how fast you're going, your average speed basically, and how much gas you're using per your average speed. And then going over, obviously navigation, once it's activated, it tells you the direction you should be going. So this particular version doesn't show the actual map in the middle, but once the GPS is activated, it tells you the direction of where you should be going. And then going on to audio, you can actually use this to go up and down between music. And then going back, you have your telephone. If you're making a call, it shows in the middle. And then drive assist just shows the different things that helps the assist of the car. So let's say your lane keeping assist and your blind spot assist. Every car is different, so if you have that option, you would be able to find it through there. And then services just shows if you have a tire pressure problem, if you need to take it to a service anytime coming up. And then with this button is this is your back button, if you can see right here, look at it right there. And then this side, basically what it is just controls your phone. So pick up or decline the phone, and then volume up and down, muted, and then use command. So this button you press and you just tell the car, let's say enter destination, like enter this destination, and the car will enter it for you under maps. Now something interesting for some people, if you don't have a Mercedes, if you do, you're probably familiar, is the gear lever is located on the steering wheel. So this is actually where you put your car into park, reverse, and neutral. And then on this side, if you can see right here, this is your turn signal, your wiper if you turn it, and then if you press it, it's with water. And then high beam as well is on this thing as well. And everything is controlled with this. Now knob higher would be this, and this is basically your cruise control. So if you want to put the car in cruise control, you just use this and you put it in cruise control. Alright guys, making our way into the middle of the infotainment. This car comes with GPS obviously within the car. You have the nice clock locator right here, which is very unique. A lot of Mercedes Benz cars have it, which I think it's really nice to have a clock like that. Just gives a unique feeling to the car. And then going down, these are the buttons that you would control your infotainment with. So you have radio, disc, navigation, telephone, mute button, system button, pick up or decline calls. And then you use this to go back and forth with the tracks for the music. This is the knob obviously that controls the volume, and then number pads on this side to be able to dial manually if you ever need to. So something very interesting about this is that there's an on and off button, and a lot of people think that this is for the music, but this is actually for the entertainment system. So if I have it right here and I press on the on and off button, you see that the whole thing just turns black and you can see only the clock. But then once I press it on, and it shows Mercedes Benz, says the warning sign, and then the system comes back. So if you actually want to just turn off the stereo like the other cars where you just press a big button, it's not like that over here. For here, you just have to press the mute button, and then just it mutes the radio. Now coming down to the bottom portion of the car, of the stereo, you can see that we have the heated seats. We have the ventilated seats for driver and passenger. So you can have actually both of them on at the same time to get a little bit of heat, a little bit of cool. I don't know why you would want that, but Mercedes apparently provides an option. So you can turn that off. Stage 3, so 3 times for each. We have a back shade. So for the sun, you can just press that, and then you can see it starts to roll up. And coming back, we have the hazards right here. So if you press on, what I really like about this, that it lights up. And as you can see in the dash, obviously the hazards, but not many cars have it, so it lights up like this. So I find this to be a cool feature. And then this button, it just turns off your parking sensor. Moving down to the climate control, so you have dual zoning climate control, and if we do turn them on a little bit, so we press and they come on. And as you can see, you can use this dial to move in the air, and then you have the airflow button. You have the fan speed. Let's go turn it off right now. You have the fan speed. You have the type of where the air can come out from. So up top you have your rear heater, you have your AC, you have the rest button, and then you have the max. And then this button just keeps the air in the car, auto button. And then you press the zone button, we're looking at it right there, if you want dual zone or single zone, and obviously the off button right there. Very self-explanatory, easy system to use. One cool thing about the system is though, once you press it, you can actually have the air coming out 3-way. So you can have it from the bottom, from the front, and from the top. And I just find that very interesting and amazing, just because not every single car offers that sort of feature, and I really like that. Alright guys, so now coming down from the infotainment to the middle of the car, we have a couple buttons here. I'm just going to go through these because they're very important. So this button, the dial, is actually what controls your infotainment system. So in every menu it's different. So if we were to go in the map menu, you see that we can zoom in, you can use it to zoom out. And then in the music menu, we can obviously use it to change the music. Coming back, we have this back button right here. So this is actually very useful. You can always press it to go back. And then located on this side, we have the different driving modes. So we have economic, obviously for E, sport, and we have manual. So we just press it and we go into those. And then coming on this side, we have a different one for suspension. So we have a sport and comfort suspension. And this actually really changes the ride of the car. Once you do press it. One thing that I've noticed that I like with it as well is when you put it in comfort, the car kind of rises up, and when you put it in sport, the car kind of comes down lower to the ground. So it just says that too. It says Airmatic Sport, or it says Airmatic Comfort. If you press sport, the car actually does get lower. So whenever I want to park and I want a car to look a little bit nicer, what I do is I put this in sport and I put this in sport, and once I lock the car actually comes to the lowest that it could possibly be, and it just sits a lot nicer. nicer. Coming onto this, there's a button right here that raises the car. It's again your airmatic, so once you press it, the car raises to the highest it could be, and that's very good. So let's say if you're doing some work on the car and you need the car to rise up a little bit, or just want to check something underneath it, very good feature as well. This feature also can be used at lower speeds in the neighborhood. So let's say if there's a lot of snow and you want to just get out of that your street, your neighborhood, usually happens with my street, I just bring it up so the car doesn't get stuck, the bumpers don't get into issues, and then I just use this and then bring it back, because the car is going to automatically drop at a certain speed. Alright guys, another cool option of this car is this seat command / massage seater. Available only for the driver, unfortunately, but that's again one of the reasons I like this car. It's very driver oriented, this car. So the passenger doesn't have such a thing, but the driver does. So starting from the top, what this does is basically the front portion of it brings it back and forth. This, you have your dyno, so basically it grips you when you're going through the corner. If you make a left or you make a right, it actually grips you in from each side so you don't move much in your seat. Very interesting feature I've noticed with this is when I go on a very big bump in the road, I feel like it hugs me from both sides. So that's very interesting that I found. Again, bringing it in and out. This is your massage seats, your pulse, so you can have one or two and it just starts massaging your back. And then this would be also another feature from inside of the seat that brings it in or brings it out. And then bringing it down here just for the back to come in and out of the, to, you know, fill your back or not. Alright guys, so now we're in the back of the car, just going through some of the features of the back. So this is what I was telling you before. This is the console located in the middle of the car, and basically this is what I was saying. It's a 4-door coupe. So basically, as you can see, there are only 2 seats in the back, so there can only be me and the passenger right beside me, and inside it's divided up with this type of divider. And then over here you have your AC controls, so heat and cool, fan speed, and then your vents right there. Coming down, cup holders, a little bit of ashtray, V12 import right there, kind of like broken right now, but sorry about that. And then close that up, and then additional compartment located in the back. And another cool thing about the back is you do have heated seats on both sides. Very useful. Very, very useful. I do live in Canada, and as you guys might know, Canada very cold, and we freeze sometimes to death. Like sometimes Canada even colder than the North Pole. So this is very, very useful. Okay, so now we're sitting in the back of the car, and I want to tell you how it is sitting in a 4-door coupe. Right before this, the CLS, I do own the CLA. For my Mercedes lineup, I do like to have one Mercedes in the house, and compared to that, this is a lot bigger. And then also, if you compare the price, this is almost double the price of that, or it is a double price of this. So obviously you're gonna get more space in the back, and it's very comfortable sitting in the back. You do have that sporty feel to it, as you can see, moving the camera side to side. It feels pretty comfortable sitting in the back. Even the seats are different, even though this is a sporty car, but compared to the CLA, it's a lot bigger and it's a lot smoother, and obviously going on rides it feels more comfortable. Now looking at the sides, you do get smaller windows, but that's because this is a sporty car. If you're looking for not a sporty car, I'll suggest one right there. Maybe do a video on that. Comment if you guys like me to do a video on the 7 Series. I do have a 7 Series as well. And again, inside it's obviously a lot different. Alright guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel and put a thumbs up. We did not take the car on a drive this time just because we're gonna have some modifications to do on the exhaust very soon, so I want to keep it for that. And then in the next video, hopefully you're gonna be able to see how it drives while the exhaust modifications are put in. Obviously the car is pretty loud, V8 twin turbo. I'm going to make it even louder because like we like loud cars here. So hope you have a good day, and make sure to subscribe.